Hey folks, welcome. Here we discuss real stories by real people. Today we have the story of a man who finds out his wife has been talking to a guy on Snapchat for 25 days straight. He confronts her, she tells him they're just friends, but he wonders if they are more than that. Let's see how it goes. Story 1. Caught my wife about 2 months ago talking to another guy on Snapchat for about 25 days straight. Found out when she came home drunk, opened her Snapchat to XOXOSO by the guy. In her saved pictures, she sent him a drunken shot of her in her bra as well. From going through this sub, I already screwed up by confronting her without more evidence. But emotions, right? She told me that they were just friends from work, and she meant to send it to me, but she was too drunk. Names have the same first few letters. The guy messaged me saying nothing was going on as well, though it took him over 12 hours. Wife said she would stop communicating with him and would fix this. She said she talked to the guy at work and told him they can't be friends, and the picture was a mistake. 2 months later, and she came home drunk. No communication for 4 hours, even with me texting her halfway through that time. She had taken photos shortly after me texting her, so clearly I was being ignored. And she apparently has been talking to the guy on Snapchat but deleting the conversation history. She's not savvy enough to realize the best friends section shows chat streaks. Not sure what to do. I once again have no concrete evidence to confront her, so I won't make that mistake. But how do I go about any of this? 3 kids in a 10-year relationship. Update. Well, even though I didn't need the evidence, I found it. Wife had been texting, sexting, effing, and probably more, this guy all the way up until 9:10 p.m. when I came home. I gathered evidence all day and let her know that if she's upfront about all of this, our relationship can still be repaired. Knowing she denied till she died, she lied. For 45 minutes, I continued to press her, and finally, when I said it's over, she started to crack. I downloaded her Snapchat data and time-synced a picture of her topless that she sent me and realized it was sent to him at the same time. When I told her that, she let a little more out, but still was lying and hiding. Finally, I told her that the reason I'm broke is because I hired a PI and I have the pictures of them together. She admitted it. I walked out since she lied the whole time. It's more and more evident that she has borderline personality disorder and bipolar. But honestly, I'm not here to fix a relationship because she couldn't even give me the decency to own up. I should have seen the red flags. Chronically in a relationship, always left them, claimed to deny till she died, was living in an attic with a loser on food stamps. It's hard. I pulled her out of the mess her life was in, car, house, almost her degree, and she dragged me down with her. But I'm not going to be the victim. My kids need me, and I'm goddamn ready to show them how to overcome the bullshit that life throws at you and not let others control your feelings. Their mother was abandoned as a baby, had 2 parents with a dysfunctional relationship who cheated and fought. Every sibling had a different father. I truly do feel bad for her. But it's over. Advice or encouragement is welcomed, and thanks for this whole thread for the help. Y'all were right. I was blinded. Good for you, OP. You did the right thing. Everyone has their own breaking point, and there is nothing wrong with you saying, that's it at that point. She knew what she was doing, and she continued to do it. You tried to get her to see that you were willing to try. She chose herself one more time by trying to minimize the damage and lying to you. The best you can do now is show your children that you don't have to put up with this and be a great parent for them. They will see how you survived and draw from your strength. Good luck with everything else. Story 2. I have been married to my wife for about 6 months now. However, we dated for a little less than 7 years. When we started dating, she was very clingy and would always text me when she first woke up, throughout the day, and before she went to bed. I think she was a little clingy because she didn't really have much of a social life. I never saw her go out with friends or coworkers. I would invite her when I would go out with my friends, but she didn't always show up. When we first moved in together, we would talk about our days after work among many other things. She would also request a kiss the second I got home, which I thought was cute and fun. She has done this every day for the past 2 years, however. Over the past few months, she has seemed extremely distant and not acting like herself. Now when I come home, she doesn't even greet me, let alone request a kiss. She doesn't want to talk about work or anything else. She just sits there watching TV or browsing Reddit on her phone. Along with the very weird vibes I get from home, she has also been coming home late from work. In the past, she never would go out with coworkers or come home late. If she did ever come home late, she would text me after she got off work to tell me what she was doing and where she was going. My suspicions started over a couple of months ago when she told me she was going out with coworkers. She got off work around 3 p.m. and I didn't get a text. No big deal, she's having fun. Around 5 p.m. I sent her a text to check up on her and I didn't get anything back. I sent another text around 8 p.m. to once again check up, but still didn't get anything back. I started to worry, so I drove down to the bar she said she was going to be at, and I didn't see her. I found her car parked with our dog inside, so I knew she was near, but didn't see her in the bar. I started going to all the bars nearby to try and see if I could find her, but had no luck. I parked my car next to hers and just waited for her to come back. I was texting her sister simultaneously because I've never known her to not text me back when she goes out. Both myself and her family were legitimately scared that something might have happened to her. Around 10:30 p.m., I saw her coming out of a male coworker's car alone, and she started to head to her car. I didn't want to start any shit in the parking lot, so I told her we would talk when we got home. Once we got home, I asked her to explain what she was doing. She first said she was at the bar, but I told her that wasn't true because I was there. She then said that she and her coworkers left the bar, but she didn't want to drive home because she was too drunk. So instead of driving home, she hung out with the male coworker in his car, alone, and just talked. I asked her what they talked about, and she shrugged while saying, "I don't know, work stuff." I was furious, so I packed a bag and went to my dad's house for the weekend. While I was at my dad's house, I couldn't help but recreate the whole incident in my head multiple times. None of it was making any sense. She ended up staying home all weekend. We have cameras in the front and backyard, so I could see if she left at any point, but she didn't, and cleaned the entire house. I came home Monday morning while she was at work, took a shower, and then went to a work event. After the work event on Monday, I came home and talked with her. She said she was still a little drunk when we were home, so she didn't recall what they were talking about. I looked at her and asked if she was cheating on me, and she said no. After much thought, I decided to come back home and continue living. This all happened a couple of months ago, and since then, she has been acting strange. She's been coming home late on random nights and going out with coworkers a lot more. To give you some sort of idea, she went out with coworkers probably 2 times in total last year. However, she's already gone out with coworkers about 6 times in the past 3 months. On top of the frequent outings, she never tells me that she's going out. In the past, we would tell each other when we're going out with friends or coworkers, and when we think we might be back home. That way we know what to do for dinner and when to expect them home. She even got all dressed up this morning and started to walk out of the house. I asked her where she was going, and she said, "Shopping for my dad's birthday." I'm pretty confident that if I didn't ask her, she would have just walked out of the house without saying anything. Along with going out with coworkers and not saying anything, she also doesn't seem to want to have sex. I've initiated multiple times, but just got turned down. Over the past couple of months, I've just had this gut feeling that she's cheating on me. I can't shake the feeling, but I also can't prove anything. I know her phone's passcode and thought about checking her phone after she goes to bed, but that's a pretty big violation of trust. I've tried to talk with her about her work and if it's causing any stress, the frequent bar trips and outings with coworkers, but she just shrugs it off and says nothing is wrong. I have no idea what to do. I love her very much and want to believe that she wouldn't cheat on me, but I just can't shake this gut feeling. Update. So I ended up looking at her phone while she was sleeping. I found pictures, not nudes, but underwear bra pics. Lots of texts. Nothing indicating they had sex, but still more texts than I've gotten from her in the past week. And her Google timeline showed she was at AP's house from 1:30 to 7:30 a.m. on Sunday morning. We talked yesterday, and it started off as a normal conversation. I eventually asked her to recap what she did Saturday, and she said that she went shopping until 1 p.m., hit up multiple bars, and ended the night around 8 p.m. at coworker's house. Not AP, but a different coworker. I asked if she stayed anywhere else that night, and she said no. I then told her that I knew she was at AP's house from 1:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. She was silent. When I asked why she lied to me, she just said, "Well, now you know, so does it matter?" She's adamant that she didn't have sex with this guy, but also admitted to sending him the pictures, which included the picture of the post-it note that said, "You are so handsome, I want to give you kisses all over." She said she never kissed him, but he kissed her. Similar to my gut feeling that she was cheating, I have the same gut feeling that she effed this guy. Needless to say, I was a little upset and didn't really believe her because she already lied to me about where she was. Now, with that out of the way, I wanted to get some advice from you guys. After this talk with her, I just lost all trust. I can't believe anything she says because she continues to lie to me. So I don't really have a desire to try and salvage our marriage. And I don't think she does either, judging that she didn't even attempt to talk about saving our marriage yesterday. But now I'm having doubts about why I want the divorce. A little backstory. She was my first girlfriend at 22 and my first lover. However, I was always satisfied when I was with her. I never once thought about girls I potentially missed out on or being single and having tons of one-night stands. But now all I can think about is ending this marriage so I can go explore and do all of those things. I still love her very much, but I don't think I can be with someone who lies to me and cheats, even if it wasn't physical. And I can't help but think that I want it to end just so I can experience the whole being single thing. Does that make me a bad person? I want to just stress that I was extremely happy when I was with her and was ready to spend the rest of my life with her. I never once thought about cheating and would never do that. But now that divorce is imminent, I can't help but get, dare I say it, excited about dating other people and having sex with different partners. Is that normal, or am I a complete asshole for even thinking that? OP, you're not an asshole for thinking that. There's nothing wrong with it. There is always going to be a part of you that gets excited for something new and unknown. Just don't get in the mode of thinking that things are going to be awesome right away. It very well could suck for a little while before it gets better. Just live your best life and leave all that garbage behind you.